y'all, welcome to a brand new episode of Confessions with Lo. Before we get into it, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and leave me a comment down below. Turn on your post bell notifications, and if you ever want to send in a confession, the email to send it to is always going to be in the description box of all my videos. So let's get into it. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. This is my second time doing this intro because I just had my first throwaway video. Throwaway story. Throwaway confession. Y'all, I couldn't even do it. I couldn't even get past like the first like 3-4 sentences. It was so bad. So then I went to like scan like the whole email, y'all. No punctuation, words running into each other, spelling, like it was a lot. And I told y'all I'm not doing that to y'all no more. So I unfortunately had to delete and start over. So here we are again. This next one says story time. So she said, "Hey Lo, I love your stories and I finally decided to write one myself. So I have this cousin, we're gonna name her Fries. So Fries would come over to my house. A little background info, Fries' mom and my uncle are separated and my uncle moved on. For the sake of the story, we'll just call my auntie and uncle because they aren't relevant to the story. Anyways, Fries wasn't a cousin that would hang out with me or my family a lot. She often would visit my auntie, which is my uncle's wife now, and at a point in time live with her. So it wasn't a surprise that when my uncle went somewhere, she would sometimes go. And I mean vacations, celebrations, Christmas. It was like wherever he went, she went. Anyway, my dad threw a house party and invited everyone. And of course, my uncle invited Fries. She ended up spending a few nights at my house. And we had a few small arguments/disagreements. But since I wasn't the type to hold on to grudges, I often let it go. So one day she was playing with my dog and she kept repeatedly kissing my dog in the mouth. And when she did that, he would lick her lips and then she would get mad at my dog for kissing. Then she would get mad at my dog for kissing on him as if that's normal and as if he's not a dog. Anyways, I seen her kissing my dog. What are we even talking about? Anyways, I seen her kissing my dog and I was in shock because my dog is a pit bull, which means he gets out a lot, which opens him up to exploring new things, sniffing and eating things he has no business eating. What you mean because he was a pit bull? I think all dogs like explore and sniff things and eat grass and lick their balls and yeah. I'm sorry, I lost my place. So I called my dog very firmly and instantly he jumps up and wants to play. I tell him to go to his room because I didn't like how she was yelling at my dog and didn't want to say anything due to her leaving tomorrow, or so I thought. An hour or so went by and she asked for chapstick or lip gloss because her lips were chapped. Keep in mind, she has the same breed of dog as me and I've never been over to her house since she moved out of my auntie's house. So I don't know if she does this often or what, but she asked for something to put on her lips. And I said, I don't have anything. Mind you, I'm a huge lip gloss lover. I just bought 4 lip glosses that day. So when I said I didn't have any, my mom was confused and I shoot her off. Not in a rude way. I just said something like, "Oh, I can't find any right now." And then we moved on. I did end up hiding all of my lip gloss in my drawer because she was known for snooping and I didn't want to share whatever diseases she might have had or have. So the day comes where she leaves and I told my sister don't share any type of lip gloss with her, and I'm aware sharing lip gloss can lead to getting things. I don't share lip gloss with anyone besides my sister and my mom, and they weren't known for having anything. We all get tested often, so that wasn't any factor in the conversation. But I just said think it's crazy how she had the audacity to ask me for lip gloss after kissing my dog and him licking her lips various times, knowing I think it's disgusting to kiss any type of dog. It's been brought up many times before this, so this really came as a shocker to me. I'm so sorry for the long confession. I had to really give into detail what happened in the background story. I love you, Lo, and to this day I don't know if she has something. This was like 2 days ago, so this was sent in June. Okay, friends, so this was just about your cousin being nasty and kissing your dog in the mouth, and then she tried to use some lip gloss. You said no? I would have told that bitch to get out, but that's just me. Cause why is you? What? Now I want to ask you a question. Is y'all or? Because I don't even know too many people that play like that. My son, he know not to lick me in my face. Don't lick me in my face, towards my mouth, nothing. My son, he knows he's black. Okay? We don't even play like that. He will get popped if you, no. Lick me in my face? Friend, thank you for sending that in. That was kind of like all over the place, but that's okay. Because you said what you said, and yeah, your cousin had to go. And tell her to bring her own lip stuff next time, because no, you can't borrow none of mine. You let dogs lick you in your mouth. Anyways, moving on. So this one says, he wasted my time / couldn't get hard. Ooh. So she said, hey, Lo, first and foremost, I ran across your channel some months ago and I've been loving you ever since. Much love from Mississippi. You're my best friend, for real, for real. Girl, we are best friends and I love you too. So she said, but girl, I was watching your most recent confessions video and thought about this mess that just had recently happened like a week or so ago, and I had to tell it. She said, I'm not sure how lengthy this will be, but I want to make sure I include everything. So I'm 32 years old, and you already know at this age, ain't nobody got time to be playing around when it comes to some D, right? So she said, I'm a single mom of one living in a small town in Mississippi where there aren't any options to have a sneaky link due to everybody knowing everybody. Plus the guys that live in my town are trash. Girl, are you from where I'm from? I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. So, backstory on the guy I'm referring to, let's call him Limp, because baby, his thing was falling. No strength whatsoever. So, Limp lives 30 minutes away from my hometown, and I had never known anything about him other than he was a teacher / coach at one of the local schools. He's also my age. I found out that he was dating one of my best friend's sister before and had to ask a few other friends if it would be weird or out of pocket for me to talk to him, considering the fact. Just to throw that in there, he wanted to talk to me first after seeing me around, I guess. So he reached out through Instagram and wanted to talk to me. We exchanged numbers and texted a few times. Plus, I'm the shoe plug, so we met that way after he purchased from me before. We only seen each other a couple times other than just texting and talking on the phone until I moved away in 2020. I remained in touch with him after moving, and was actually feeling him, to say the least, until I figured out through some of his conversations that he was still pretty much not over his ex. I basically told him to go ahead and handle that because obviously he still wanted her, since he said they kind of just fell off and he didn't know what was going on between them. Literally every conversation was about her. Alright, so I'ma head out. I eventually cut him off, started seeing other people, eventually had a baby, and then moved back to my hometown in 2022. So now we're here. Limp hit me up randomly. I can't get over me. I mean, you calling him Limp, and I'm just saying it. Limp hit me up randomly on Instagram, again stating how he still wanted me and all of that. I felt like maybe he was trying to rebound me because he saw that I'm back home, single, and his other situation didn't go as planned. But I entertained the thought only because I'm a single mom and haven't been in a relationship going on 2 years now and haven't been dealing with anyone. My phone is always dry because I don't give any male attention. I don't get any male attention. So why not? Why? We would often have conversations that would sometimes turn sexual, with me purposely calling his bluff just to see how he would react. This particular time, I informed Limp that myself and my family were going to be staying out of town for the weekend, which would be a little over 30 minutes or so from him. The first night, he stood me up saying he fell asleep when I was trying to get him to come to my room. I didn't care anyway because I really wasn't in the mood or expecting him to come. The second night, he BS'd around until he finally showed up after 10 p.m. even though he told me he was gonna be he had to be gone at least between 12 to 12:30. I had put my baby to sleep and was just laying around scrolling through social media as I always do before bed. He finally showed up and I was purposely pretending to play around or act a certain way to see if he was about what he was talking about, since he said he doesn't like when people call him Cap. He acted like he was scared to touch me and was asking dumb questions like, "What you want to do? You come to my room at 10 p.m.? I tell you to come to my room at 10 p.m. You talk about what I want to do? You, obviously, what are you talking about?" I said, "Ain't this what you here for?" He started laughing and still acting like he was scared to touch me. Finally, he reached over and grabbed my ass, but was still not as receptive as I thought he would be. I'm in the dark rolling my eyes because I'm like, "You really playing?" So he puts the condom on. Wait. Did y'all, like, was no foreplay involved or anything like that? Because I'm confused. Because he can't even, like, warm you up a little bit. Like, so she said he puts the condom on and I get in doggy style so we can get this thing started. Tell me why it wasn't even hard. Limp has his limp D right at the... Oh my God, oh my gosh. I might have to, like, bleep some of this stuff out. Limp has his limp D right at the... and was struggling to put it in. He was even making humping movements like he was inside and had never entered. So I'm just there with my ass in the air like a deer in headlights, waiting on him to figure out what he had going on. He then told me, "Throw it in there." I said, "What you mean? You're right there." He started laughing while continuing to struggle to get it. The laughing is telling me everything I need to know. He started laughing while continuing to struggle to get it in. I tried guiding him, but it still wouldn't go in. He blamed it on the condom, saying he couldn't feel anything. So I laid back on the bed and he started sucking her, which got him enough to where he tried again. This time he struggled a little to get it in, but it eventually did go in. So I'm laying there like it's about time. Girl, this is where he had me fucked up. He got about 2 to 3 pumps in and... Get the fuck out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Don't even put your clothes back on. Get out. What are you talking about 2 to 3 pumps? I'm saying to myself, I know he ain't done. He was still laughing and saying, "Don't laugh at him." And I was making jokes and told him I was laughing with him, not at him, knowing damn well I was laughing and embarrassed for him. How could you talk all that talk and can't get hard? So we laid there in the dark and he's going on and on and on about condoms, saying he couldn't feel anything unless he was inside, but he needed to get back in because it was so good if that was cool with me. In the back of my mind, I wanted him to go the fuck home. Sis, I wanted to get out. Get out. Go. Do not let the door hit you on the ass on the way out. Get out. 2 to 3 pumps. But I told him maybe he was tired because he couldn't get hard. He said that the only way he could get hard was by sucking my Wait, I lost my place. And after continuously not being able to get hard, he started laughing and went to do that. I'm in the dark with this steam coming out my ears because your girl was horny and it was pissing me off. When I say we spent every bit of half an hour to 45 minutes waiting for this man to get hard, I was flabbergasted. At this point, he's on his millionth struggle of trying to get hard, so he said, "Help me. What am I supposed to do?" Then started laughing. I'm in my head like, I know you don't want me to... She said, I know you don't want me to suck them up because I'm not. Even though I love to please a man, it turns me on to do so. I was not about to give him head. He was going to figure that out on his own. I told him I don't know and that I had some condoms too if he wanted to try mine. I ended up having the same brand he had, Skin. I just had them in an elite large. We tried those and it was the same thing. I got back in doggy style and this time he got a little hard again to get it in. So basically at this point I'm the one fucking him. We get midway in and he finishes again. I was done at that point. He was still trying and told me that he knew he wasn't gonna hear the last of it. I said, nah, I'm not gonna say anything about it. Whole time I was ready for his ass to go. Girl, I forgot to mention that he made it and asked me for a hug. Oh, when he made it and asked me for a hug, I was immediately already turned off because he smelled like coochie or something equivalent. But anyway, after we did whatever that was, because it damn sure wasn't sex, I walked him out and he left. I went back to my room mad as hell and went to sleep. I kept telling him beforehand that I had toys and could have just used them. He insisted I wasn't going to need them and he came and proved me right. I've been dry texting him ever since because he thinks things will be better the next go round, but there won't be one because I was highly disappointed and he wasted my time. I hope this story wasn't too long and I hope you all enjoyed it. I have other stories I wanted to share on my channel, but I'm not sure I want to just because of how small my town is and don't want those types of people in my business. I'm not sure. What do you think? LOL. Again, thank you for taking the time out to read this horrible confession. Love you and continue to shine. Girl, you are so good because the way I would have cussed that man out 2 to 3 pumps and then you did it again and then it was the same thing and then he smelled like coochie. So my thing is he probably was like already humping before he got to you, which is why he didn't have no stamina, which is why he didn't last, like because you was already humping before you got to me, which that is a whole different type of disrespect. Like you humped somebody before you came to hump me and you thought you was gonna slide up at me with no condom? Hell no, and hell no. That was a really good confession. That was really juicy. That was really juicy. Girl, That was a lot. Okay, let me try to do one more, y'all. Okay, this one's pretty short. So this one says, I slept with my bestie sneaky link. So she said, hey girl, I gotta look to see what my camera finna turn off. Not because it's dead, but because, you know, it only let me record in 30-minute increments. But anyways, so she said, hey girl, love your videos and you keep doing your thing. Thank you. Although I know none of these people probably watch you, just in case I will be using fake names. I talk a lot, so I will try to keep it detailed but as short as I can. So for this story, I will just be Sugar, my best friend will be Spice, and the dude will be called Big D. Big D, okay. I hope y'all can't hear that rain outside. So anyway, so she says, so Big D and Spice have been on and off for years. They were never together, but often expressed feelings for each other, but he never wanted to commit. Anyway, over the years, Spice and I have gotten extremely close close and would often share our sexual experiences. She would always talk about how good he does things, how big it was, and the aftercare he would do for her. I was not jealous or anything because I have my own dudes I deal with, but it always piqued my interest. Fast forward to 2021, she calls and texts me drunk as fuck telling me she wants to see Big D and wants his number. At this time, his number was blocked and deleted because he was being weird to her. Anyhow, I finally gave in and texted him and said Spice wants him to text her because she is drunk and wants to see him. He goes on to say how he is tired of doing the back and forth with her and does not feel like it. I say, well, she's always talking about how good you do what you do and she misses that. I know you would never go for me, but if I got something like that, I would always want it too. I see what you did there, just threw that in. He then proceeds to tell me how he has thought about doing stuff to and with me over the years, but because of the relationship with Spice and others, we both know it's not possible. Of course, I knew that, and there were times I thought the same about him, but fought those thoughts. Him and I started talking every day after that, calling during work, texting throughout the day, falling asleep on the phone. We even were on FaceTime making a playlist of music to listen to. I started to develop feelings for him, and he stated he felt the same. When we linked up, and girl, was Spice right about him? He did everything right. He loved on me, kissed on me. He did everything perfectly. We started talking about a relationship, but we kept going both ways. We started talking about a relationship, but we kept going both ways, that it would ruin our relationships with the various parties we are both in contact with, and I would lose my best friend. But also, if it makes us happy, we should do what makes us happy. We decided on just staying friends until he was in my city, which is the same as Spice. Spice calls me and says, guess who just called and said they were here? I said, who? She said, Big D. I started to think and got annoyed and asked her, well, isn't he supposed to be blocked? She said he was. I said, oh, okay, are you going to see him? She said, no. I was relieved. I said, okay, good. Later that same day, he messaged me and asked if I was coming to see him. I told him already that I had to work when he originally told me he was coming. I said, I already told you no, but that didn't mean to go ask Spice. He said he was sorry and he wanted some company. At that point, I realized I fucked up. This was the same thing he did to my best friend. Made her fall for him, but never wants to commit. He wanted convenience and someone to do what he wants whenever. Anyway, the day goes by and my best friend drunk calls me and says she was going to see him. I begged her not to. She said she was. I got upset and hung up the phone. I heard nothing from her for hours. I asked if everything was all right, and she said she should not have gone and she did not have a good time. He did not do his thing this time and she did not finish. I hate that she went, but I'm glad that she did not have a good time. To make a long story short, I never ever told her. I do not plan to ever tell her. Him and I do not talk any longer. If you are thinking about judging me, judge your mama and your granny for making you bald-headed and making your teeth crooked. Thank you for listening. No bookies. Ooh. Oh, she said don't judge her. Don't judge her. Listen, friend. I'm not judging you. Okay, this is a safe space. I tell y'all can send me whatever y'all want to send me and I'm going to read it. I'm not judging you. Can I just give you some advice though? You can either choose to be receptive to this advice or not. The choice is completely up to you. Don't go backdooring your best friend like that no more, especially if that's your best friend. Because this is what I really do consider a backdoor. Like, not that one story time where I told y'all Mercedes thought I backdoored her because I started talking to the new boy. You really did backdoor your friend. We can't do that to our best friends. Like, that don't matter if that was like her official man or not. You know, she was messing with him for all of these years, and you don't want your best friend sloppy seconds. I don't care how good it is, how big it is, how good it is, whatever. You don't do that. We not supposed to be doing that to our best friends. So, yeah. That was a lot. Do you and Mr. Big D still talk? Or, like, I know you said, like, y'all don't talk no more, but, like, if it's good like that, like you can't just let something like that go. Like just like your best friend couldn't let it go, I know you probably couldn't let it go. So can you send in like a part 2 or something? I don't know how long ago this happened. Can you, friend? I hope you see this, and I hope you send in another confession, because I wanna know more. Mr. Big D just out here slinging his Big D all over the town. Apparently, y'all, these are some good confessions today. Other than the couple that I had to skip, these were some really good confessions. I love that. I love that, because y'all know I missed last week, and I know some of y'all was like, oh, I'm really gonna try not to ever do that to y'all again. But sometimes I gotta put me first, Lucius. I gotta put me first. And I gave y'all a story time. That was a good story last week. If you want to send me in a confession, look in the description box, and that's where you send it to, that email that's listed right there. Make sure you are subscribed before you click off. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you think about 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, or 3, all 3, whatever. Leave me a comment, and if you don't leave an opinion, just do me a favor and leave me a pink heart or a lollipop or a ice cream emoji. I'm just trying to build my comments up a little bit more, just so my videos can get pushed out a little bit more. So let's do that. Even if you don't like leave something long, just leave me something. If you fuck with me, leave me something, because I appreciate that. So yeah, turn on your post bell notifications, give this video a thumbs up, and I'm gonna see y'all next week for 2 brand new videos. Bye y'all.